much did you want to get him that empty net goal at the end?
Yeah, I think just to make sure we got the win. We didn't want to make it too difficult on him. It was nice to get a lead there, and every time he touched the puck, it was pretty cool. Reception was unreal. It felt like a playoff game, and then just to, I think, bring back all of us who've experienced being part of it here with what he's done over the years. It's pretty cool.
Did you ever hear anything like that? Just every time he touched the puck, make a routine glove save? Did you ever hear like a noise and ovation like that?
I don't think. I've been fortunate to be part of some cool games, but yeah, that's definitely up there.
So we had talked about it. Is this kind of what you had hoped it would be for him? Kind of
Yeah, definitely. I think just being able for him to to enjoy it. We were playing against him. There was so much going on, and there was still some uncertainty whether he was going to keep playing or not. So I think that was probably difficult, and I can tell you it's a lot better feeling than it was in Denmark when we lost at Worlds, when we thought that might be the last time. So so deserving, and give a lot of credit to our fans for the way that they that they turned out and supported him and showed the love that he deserved.
How much does this just cap off a great farewell and getting to spend time with him behind the scenes?
Yeah.
With all of us.
Yeah.
That one-on-one with him.
Definitely. Definitely. I think things just they feel like no time has passed. So it's pretty cool. And to be able to, like you said, share that time. And James was here the first day, and then the rest of the family got here today. So just to see them, and a lot of memories, a lot of reflecting, but also just trying to enjoy the moment.
You soak it in a little more when you, Chris, and Flower hugged at the end in the crease.
Yeah, I mean, just we're just smiling. We're just happy. I think it's one of those things you don't expect you get the chance to do. It doesn't always work out that way, and for him to still be playing at the level that he is, and still to accept to do this. Some guys wouldn't have accepted to do this, and I think it was him who even wanted the shootout. I mean, he could have just called it at the game, but he wanted the breakaways. That's the thing about him. There's never too many shots. It's never enough, and that passion's always been there.
How do you think he did?
Really good.
Pretty good to me.
What was it like? The different steps coming out for the warm up and then coming into the game. What were some of those moments like?
I don't know, just like a little surreal, a little crazy, but still also comfortable. It felt like, every time I played here with other teams, I always felt like a little bit weird, coming in and playing here. But this time I don't know, it felt normal and like it used to, So it was a little bit of nerves too. I didn't want to mess up for the guys. I wanted to keep him in the game, and so it was fun. Yeah.
You had fans chanting 1 more year. What do you want to say to the fans?
Thank you. I'm tired, my hip's sore, so I'm going to take a little break. But obviously the welcome from the fans tonight, every time in warm up, every time I touch the puck, it was a dump in and they would cheer, when I go stop the puck in the net. So it was crazy, that's for sure.
Did you ever experience anything like that? Like you make a routine glove save and then...
No, I don't think. Yeah, it was just, definitely crazy. And like I said, it was surreal to be back, with the Penguins and seeing the guys in front and, Tanger back there and stuff. And talking to him, and, on my team this time, not trying to just stop him and to chirp him. I don't know. It was good to play with these guys again, for sure.
Marc-Andre, is this what you hoped it would be? Did this turn out that way?
Yeah, more. I feel bad. I feel like I've done so many laps saying goodbye, and I keep coming back, all the time. And I don't know. I don't need all this. But it was definitely. I'm glad my kids were here. Wife, my sister, my mom. And they could appreciate the support, the love. I've gotten over the year in Pittsburgh. So. It's a special night for sure.
No empty netter, just didn't happen.
Was that?
No empty netter.
No, he said it was good though. We talked about it before the face-off. That was the plan, but then puck didn't come my way. I was ready. I wiped my blade off. I was like, this is my last chance, you know. But
Kind of had a chance for an assist too at one point.
a little bit, right? Pass it up, but no points.
I was pulling for Gordie Howe hat trick.
For those of us who missed the first thing that you said here, what was it like just to be out on the ice?
What were you when we talk about that? Oh, okay. He's a talker. He'll keep you going. No, like I said, I felt like it. Felt like it used to, you know, a little bit. And like I said, when I would come in, it was always, I don't know, always weird come and play here. And then this time it just felt normal and felt right, and it was fun, you know. So it was just so many memories from the national anthem and standing there, you know, like we did so many times, and even warm up, so many signs, you know, and the cheer from the crowd, right, and everything. So it was, yeah, it was amazing.
Whose idea was it for you to go on the blue line during the anthem?
I think the coaches.
Is it?
Yeah. Bonino came and told me, like, hey, you want to stand on the blue line one last time? I was like, yeah, sure, why not? You know, so.
When Ricard gets the goal there with about 2 seconds left in the second, you get the lead. You start the lead. Is there a sense of relief you weren't playing with a tie game at that point? Or?
Yeah, because we gave up some good chances early in the game, you know, that first especially. And Sergei played well, made some good stops. And but then after that, I think the guys excelled in a bit and played good. And having the lead kind of was nice, you know. Like I said, I didn't want to screw this up for the guys, you know. So I'm glad we got the win.
You've spent a couple of days now with Sergei Marshall. You watched him play the first 2 periods. What are your impressions of him?
Yeah, I really like him. You know, he's a young goalie, but still poised, and he's got so many good abilities. You know, how quick he is, how he can move, how he understands the game. You know, I think he'll be very good for a long time.
How special was the moment in the crease at the end? You know, buzzer goes off. It's just you and Sid and Hanger and Gino.
Oh boy, it's like old times, you know. It's nice. I feel they keep trying to make me emotional during those couple of days. The staff and the media and you guys, but it's good. It's just like we did so many times, right? And I'm thankful I got this opportunity to came back for one more little go around. And sorry if I keep doing this to you guys and the fans, you know, but it was a lot of fun. And yeah.
Mark, when you arrived, there weren't many sellout nights at the old arena. There were only 2 Stanley Cup banners. When you leave, it's sold out every night. There's 3 more banners. This franchise is in a much different place than when you found it. How much pride do you take in what this franchise accomplished, particularly over your time here?
It's just, as a group, you know, it wasn't me, you know, it's just all together. I think we grinded early, you know, through those tough years, and I think that was tough, and that makes you learn, you know. You don't want to go back to those times. You don't want to be losing all the time, and because it sucks, you know. It's you're miserable, you're mad every day, and you know. So the fact that we had some good young with Stalzy, Max, Sid, you know, Taylor, Gino, and Kobe. You would like him. Anyway, like so many guys, right? Like, I think that helped turn the process, and the staff, you know, everybody's buying in and into it, and yeah. So definitely that's something I always, you know, look back when I'm done, but I've been done. But proud of that we were able to do it, you know, and turn around and win a cup.
Now that you're really done, what does retirement look like for you? What are you going to do?
Boring, maybe now. This was, you know, like, I don't know, I shouldn't say boring, but like, it'll be good. I'll spend more time with my kids and like be there for the soccer game, for the hockey game, for the school play, you know, Halloween, just little things. You know, I'll be there for them, and well, you know, when they're in school, I'm home, turning my thumbs like this. You know, I don't know. There's nothing that beats playing an NHL game and playing with, you know, friends and teammates and trying to find ways to win games and battle out there, and the feeling of winning is always so good, you know. So
Would you ever think of coming back, like if the team calls mid-season or anything of that nature? Would you ever think of maybe entertaining it?
I'm not there, no. This was awesome, a lot of fun. But like I said, I don't know, I've been limping for 2 days. Maybe I'm not, ready to keep going here.
Flower is a person who's so revered in this organization and in the city, and I don't necessarily think he wants the attention, but I know he appreciates it. We appreciate him. I only played with him for a couple of years, and I know how special he is, so I can only imagine the guys who were with him for 10 or whatever, however many years it was.
Saw people blocking shots left and right in the third period. Was it, in all seriousness, was it important to you to take care of him? So this one?
Yeah, it was kind of talked about, but I think everybody knew that it was kind of a special thing.
How do you think he looked?
Looked pretty good. Sign him up.
You guys are really determined to at least get him a lead going into the third, if not,
Yeah.
win the win.
Yeah, I think, kind of like I said earlier, I don't think we started the way we wanted to, but it was, for a lot of us, it was our first preseason game, so it was a bit sloppy. Thought we got better as the game went on, and obviously, despite the situation and it being preseason and not really mattering, I think we all wanted to get this game, and it kind of made the whole occasion feel a little bit better.
Obviously, he was only here for a few short days, but just as a whole, what did it mean to have him back in this locker room and just around the guys?
You can see it, just like everybody just has so much fun around him. He just brings that fun, contagious energy onto the ice, and it wasn't just with the guys that he knew well. It was with the young guys. It was with everybody shooting on him. He was doing the same old laughs and chirps and giggles and hey dude, nice shots, like all those things. And I think that just kind of goes to show you what kind of person he is. He just treats everybody the same. He treats everybody like gold.
Actual hockey question here. Yourself and Ricard jumped to the boards first for that first PK. I'm not sure top six forwards have always utilized that much in that capacity in recent years. Is that something new, Dan and company, or maybe stressing? Or you've done it before.
Yeah, I think it's just kind of something they're experimenting with, and something that I'm sure they've talked about, and I'm sure as time goes on here, we get closer and closer to the first game, we're going to probably experiment a little bit more, have a few more conversations, and we'll see how it goes from there.
Dan, just how do you encapsulate what this evening was like?
It was awesome. Yeah, there's as a coaching staff, we got off the bench and kind of like you're walking in the hallway. I think we all just turned to each other and it was like that was amazing. That was awesome. I mean, the crowd was incredible. Just the passion of the fans. And then obviously to see a tribute like that, somebody who it's so obvious, to me, somebody who's new to the organization, seeing it not just tonight but over the last couple of days, like how much, Marc-Andre Fleury means to the fans here, to the organization, to the city, to his former teammates, the admiration from players that have never played with him before but who are now sitting in the locker room with him these last couple of days. Yeah, it's incredible. I think for everybody, I know for the entire coaching staff, and I think for, everybody that was a part of that, it was a really special experience. Thrilled that the outcome was the one that it was. To get the win, it was important there just to kind of cap off a really special couple of days and a really special night for Marc-Andre Fleury and for this entire organization. It was awesome. Yeah.
Dan, you get asked a lot about Harrison Brunick, I know, but what's the decision-making process like with his future? Because, he can't go to the AHL. I'm honestly not sure how much he'd benefit going back to juniors. You would judge that better than me, but how hard of a decision is that?
I think you look at this next week, there's a lot of hard decisions, and I think you factor in a lot of things with all these guys. With Brunick, but then with a number of other players, and that's part of a training camp. And so we're going through that process right now, and we're having conversations. And I'm not speaking just on him right now. I'm speaking on, a lot of players that are still in this group. And so, those have been ongoing, and those will continue to be big discussion points here over these next few days and this next week as we're, finalizing, getting ready for the start of the regular season. But, we still have some more time. We have some more games. There's still a lot of evaluation left to do here.
Dan, Over here.
Oh, there you are.
Wanted to ask you specifically about the crowd tonight. Obviously, the last couple of years here haven't gone the way anybody's wanted, but not too long ago, the crowds were like that all the time. As if you needed an introduction as to what kind of a hockey town, this really is. I mean, did you take a minute to look around and think, God, this is a preseason game? And did you maybe think a little bit like, boy, down the road, I'd really like it to be like this every single night?
Oh, yeah, the energy was incredible, tonight, but also like just the last couple of days. I mean, like the practice facility. You're driving out of the practice facility. It's, I think it's been pretty obvious too since I'm coming here, and I know that, maybe they haven't been like that all the time, but like the passion and the level of care from the entire fan base has been pretty obvious to me, just from the very beginning of getting this job. And I think it, definitely to a maybe even a greater extent when you have a night like tonight. So I think I knew that coming in. I mean, this is I think just an incredible sports city. It's an incredible fan base for the Penguins, and we're going to work to continue to build and play a brand of hockey that night in, night out fans can be excited to see.
Dan, maybe somewhat fittingly, Sergei Murashov played the first couple of periods, kind of a nice bookend maybe of the past and future. I was curious what you thought of his performance tonight.
I thought he played well. He's been playing well throughout camp. It was another, I thought our first period, wasn't sharp. I think there was a lot of, we were just a bit disjointed, and because of that, I think he got to see some high quality shots, and he made some high quality saves, and and he's shown that. He's a young guy who competes every day, and as I've already mentioned, and I've said a lot over the last week, we're still in that process though. Like, I'm not going to come in here and like get too far ahead of ourselves. Like, we're going through it, we're evaluating, we're watching guys, we're putting players in situations, where they can, show what they can do. And so, we are still in the thick of that.
Ben Kindle's played 3 games for you now. I was just wondering what kind of growth you've seen from him, just even in the short amount of time from game to game.
Yeah, I think it's, each game's been a little different. I think it's been like situational usage as well from each game, but I think that's good. I think it's good to see a young player and how he handles different situations. I think in the previous games a little bit more in terms of maybe minutes and, situational usage, power play, special teams, not as much. Obviously, the way the game went today, too, with just not as much power play time in general. But he... it's good to see a young player like that and how they kind of handle some different situations. But the poise is there, the vision, you see that. He doesn't panic with the puck at all, which is impressive for a young player. And, he clearly puts himself in some really, really good spots.
Marc-Andre Fleury's been playing a lot of the center position throughout camp. You had him at center tonight. You also saw some minutes on the penalty kill. Obviously, in his tenure here, he's been deployed primarily as a top 6 winger. How did he look in those roles tonight, and what goes into the decisions to put him in those roles?
Well, we view him as a player that has that type of versatility, that can play, that can play in the middle, and he has played in the middle before. There is experience there, so this isn't, like a total guess. He's done it before. He's played well there. He's a player too that, and he's shown this from an offensive standpoint, even as a wing, like he's really good at attacking the middle of the ice. He's really good at finding space in the middle of the ice. You look at his game in the offensive zone and on the power play, and he's just got some great instincts there in terms of how he positions himself to be a scoring threat, but also just positions himself in the middle of the ice to be available. And so we also view him as a responsible player, a player that can be trusted on the defensive side. And, you got a player like him too, which, today got a little bit of time there on the penalty kill. It was good to see. Sometimes players like him that, have spent a lot of time on the power play, they think like power play players. And so, they're able to anticipate plays really well. And, you combine that with, I just think his defensive awareness, a really good stick. It's something that we want to see. And so we're going to continue to look at that, and we're going to continue to look at other options. But now's the time to see things like that, where these are, it's early, and it gives us an opportunity to kind of see, what kind of versatility and what kind of options could be available. Thanks, Dan. All right. Thank you.